Hey everyone, this is Whitney with my week 3 discussion forum post reflecting on chapter 4, The Silence of Finite Space, which looks at naturalism. I'd like to apologize. I am in my bed and I might be talking quietly, because I have a baby who will scream and cry if she hears my voice or sees me. She's very sick still. Anyways, one part of the chapter that really stood out to me is how Sayre describes the universe as a closed system of cause and effect. Basically, everything is just what you're experiencing, what you're seeing. It's just matter, it's just energy, and nothing outside of that exists. There is no supernatural, there is no God, there is no meaning, really. And on the surface, that feels very logical, and it just makes a lot of sense, especially when thinking about the videos and how simplicity came up. But the more I thought about it, the more it felt like empty. Especially, like I said, it means there's no meaning. Everything, I think of the saying, like, everything happens for a reason. And that just kind of takes that all away in my mind. And I like the idea that everything has meaning behind it. And it felt empty. If the universe is really indifferent and there's nothing beyond that, and there's no meaning, morality, or even human value built into our existence, then there are things that, like, those are almost like human create. Like, I think so much deeper into being a human and all the things that aren't explained to me by naturalism, just by living. And that's hard for me to fully accept, because things like love and guilt or injustice, or like so many other things, cannot be described without a deeper meaning than just chemistry to me. Or at least that's what I like to think. I don't know. Maybe it can to someone who believes that way, but that doesn't check all my boxes for things that make sense. And it really kind of this chapter made me really realize how much my worldviews are actually shaped by what I think matters and what I find important, and not just how the world works. It definitely pushes me to think more critically about whether naturalism explains enough, and I don't feel that it does. I think that you have to have one very specific way of thinking in order for naturalism to make sense. You have to be hyper realistic, hyper rational, and I am not those things. So that's the only way that I could see it making sense, and it's hard for me as someone who doesn't think that way to be like, I know that checks out, Anyways, thank you guys. I just realized I got loud, and I hope my baby didn't hear me. You guys have a good night, and I hope you all had a great week.